Well, good morning, Business 10 students. This is Mr.D, and this is week number 5 in our 14-week course in Introduction to Business here at Chaffey College. And we're going to be looking this week at entrepreneurship, starting and managing your own business. And just as a little side note, I will be teaching a 8-week class on starting and operating your own business coming up here in the fall. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And of course, we're going to be looking at the assignments that have to do with entrepreneurship. So we'll be talking a lot about what are the characteristics and what does it take to be somebody that runs or operates your own business. And that's an important thing to kind of evaluate, especially if some of you plan on starting a business. It's really good to evaluate yourself and see whether or not you have some of the characteristics necessary, and if you don't, how you can develop those. So I think we do have an assessment. So I'm going to come here. We're actually in module number 2 now. And so that started last week. And so I'm going to select that. So last week you looked at chapter 4 on the pros and cons of business formation. And now you're going to be looking at entrepreneurship. So make sure you read the chapter. You can read it right here in Canvas, or you can read it on the OpenStax website. But of course, you have the PowerPoint slides. Make sure you read the chapter and go through the PowerPoint slides. That's going to best prepare you for the quizzes. And then, of course, you have a check-in assignment on Chapter 5. This is going to be asking you 3 questions, I believe, based on the chapter. So it's going to probably ask you what are some of the characteristics of an entrepreneur, which ones do you feel like you have, things like that. And then I have here an entrepreneurial assessment. So you basically just go to the website, you take the assessment, and then you upload your results, but make sure you don't forget to answer the questions, because there's 2 parts to the homework assignment. One part is to take the assessment, the other part is to assess the assessment, and that's you answering a couple of questions, like for instance, do you agree with the results of your assessment? Why or why not? In what area do you feel like you need to learn or grow in based off of the assessment? So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And it gives you an opportunity to kind of see where you're at and that kind of stuff. So make sure you complete that. That's worth 10 points. And then other than that, we have, of course, we're just going to be continuing to continue to work on the discussion post on where do good ideas come from, as we've been doing that, started last week. So this is where you're reading a magazine article. You're looking at the different ways in which people developed business ideas, and then you're kind of answering the questions that are being posed there. And then, of course, you still have a quiz. So you have 4 things to do. You have a check-in assignment, a homework assignment, continuing the discussion post, and then a quiz on Chapter 5. So if you have any questions or issues,